Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chell and this is Chella Reads a Bit. Today is going to be more of a casual sit down in bed with me kind of video. I'm not getting the light out, I'm not getting the mic ready, I'm not sitting in my normal spot with my background and everything. I don't have the energy right now to do that, so I figured just a nice simple video sitting down in bed would be the best. It is really hot. I don't have the fan on. It is roasting in here. I figured if I had the fan on, the sound would be even worse. So I am using the camera audio. I will try to fix it in post, like in editing, to make sure that it sounds fine. So I figured today's video will be more casual, just sit down, talk, let's talk kind of video. So before we get into it, if you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to give a like and subscribe. I would love to have you here. And so let's get into today's video. So like last week or so, I was talking to my boyfriend one day about, because as we all know, one of my favorite series, middle grade series, is Keeper of the Lost Cities by Shannon Messenger. And sorry if the lighting is not the best. Again, I don't have my light on. It is what it is. So Keeper of Lost Cities is one of my favorite middle grade series. So I've been rereading them in preparation for the 9th book to come out in November. So as I was reading, I'm like, if they were to adapt this, I don't want anything live action. I would not want it to be live action in general. So that was before I looked, like a day or two later, that there is going to be an adaptation of, as of right now, there's going to be an adaptation, but it's going to be a live action movie. And the big thing that I said was I do not want it to be live action. So this video is me talking about why I think that Keeper of the Lost Cities should be an anime. I did talk about it already at the end of my week 3 vlog, but I wanted to make its own video in case people didn't watch that, or, you know, just for me, I just want to talk about it. And also, I do know that it's not as simple as being like, well, I want it to be this way, so it should be this way, and, like, that's gonna happen the way I want it. I know it's not. This is just what I wish, what I would hope would have happened, but again, I know that there's a lot of factors at play, like who picks it up, and everything like that. Like, I understand it becoming an anime is, like, really far-fetched, because an animation company would have to want to pick it up. Which I think it should, but, you know, who am I to say what they should do and what they shouldn't, but the whole point is that I think Keeper of the Lost Cities would do way better as an anime. And these are my reasons why. They might all pretty much be from when I talked about it in my week 3 vlog, but anyways, I still wanted to make its own video. So, Keeper of the Lost Cities as of right now is going to be a live-action movie co-written by Ben Affleck. I don't remember who's the other co-writer, but it's going to be directed by Ben Affleck. So already you lost me. You lost me already with Ben Affleck. It just... Okay. We're just going to move past that. But then the next thing for me would be obviously the setting and the visual effects and stuff that are going to have to go into making this book. It is fantasy-based. It is very heavy on very fantastical elements. And the problem is that a lot of times it's hard, even no matter how hard you try, it's hard to get these elements to look right within a live-action movie. Which I'm not saying it's like their fault or whatever. It's just difficult to do those things because they're not based in real life things. Like being able to manipulate water, being able to create force fields, being able to do these certain things are not within the norm. So I get that obviously we have limitations within what we can do even digitally within a live action movie. And that's where a big problem for me is gonna be. There's things in this series that need to be very realistic looking within the real life structure that you're putting it in, and I don't think it's possible. I'm sorry. A lot of these fantasy shows and movies that are coming out even now, are not looking the best, no matter how hard they try to CGI or use, like, makeup and everything. I just think that it's just too limiting within a live action film, because you're trying to put something into the real world that doesn't make sense and doesn't exist, essentially. But in anime, you can easily just, it's a whole animated thing. You create the world, you create everything from scratch, you draw it, again, a caveat, I understand animation takes a long time and is a lot of, like, tedious work, and I commend all the people who make animes, because they're amazing, and I get that it's not as simple as just draw. I get it. But I think with what is in here, it would be way better to show it off as something animated, because those elements won't look disjointed from the rest, because it all is made to look right within itself. And I just feel like it just, for me, visually would look way better as an anime. And not to discredit people working on CGI and stuff, good on you. I bet it's a hard job, but not everything has to be live action. I think that things can be animated. Sometimes that might be better. And again, I understand that it's not as simple as just being like, yeah, we should animate it. I get that there's a lot that goes into it. This is all based on, like, my opinion on why I think there should be an anime. Whether it be a film series that is animated or a show. But I think it'd be a really good show, an anime, like, series. But, so that's one of them, the setting and just the visuals. Based on, like, because they have special abilities, and some of special abilities are outward. Like, Sophie is a telepath. If you didn't know what Keeper Lost Cities is about, it's about Sophie, who is a 12-year-old high school senior in San Francisco, who's struggling because she's a telepath. She doesn't know why, and then she runs across this boy named Fitz, who takes her to this world that she didn't know existed, that she didn't know she was a part of, and things ensue from there, and she finds out things she didn't know. And it's a lot of things are brewing within this world, and everything's changing. That's pretty much the gist. So it's very fantastical. Elves are a thing, goblins, ogres, things like that, like dwarves. And it's going to take a lot of CGI to get those things correct. Well, I think that an anime would be able to really bring those things to life in its own, like, style, and make it look good within what it is. While with live action, you have to CGI everything, and it has to look realistic within the real world. But it doesn't actually exist. So, sorry if I'm being redundant, but that's pretty much that. Another thing is that I think, to me, I don't think that there's any actors or actresses that would be able to really embody these characters the way they're written. And that's based on my own opinion. Like, I'm biased, obviously. These are, like, this is my favorite middle grade series. So I'm biased. I don't think anyone could possibly fill the shoes of Sophie, Dex, Keith, Fitz, Biana, all of them. I can't envision any actual real person, real actor, actress filling these roles. So I get that that's based on me and my opinion, but it would take me out of the show, the movie, to see people who don't, like, give me that essence. So that's another thing. I just don't think that there's people who could fill these roles. For me personally, while I like and have the look that is described within the book, and I know that with any adaptation, it's not a one-for-one. It is not like a true exact match, and I get that. I just really don't think that it would work for me personally. Also, with an anime, they could literally look at the covers of these books and see how they're portrayed, because they're pretty accurate to how they are in the book, and be able to just go from that, like how they look on the covers. They could easily take that and use that as our backdrop for how they look, because I think that they look perfect on the covers. I don't quite like the way Keith looks within the 8.5 one. I don't really care for how he looks, but like on the covers of the books, I think Keith, that's how Keith would look. For some reason, that 8.5 book where it talks about him and has his little picture, I don't think that really looks right. But that's just my opinion. But for the most part, everyone looks how, like, on the covers, they look pretty much how I would think they looked from just the description. So I think an anime would perfectly just be able to take that and put them within the story, within that world, and it would look right. And then people can do voice acting for that. So I really think that this is how I already envision these characters, and then you're just bringing it into like an actual moving picture. Then I will be more into it, because it's actually something that I have envisioned or I've seen, and I'm not taken out of the story and like disconnected from it, and be able to connect it with what I've read. For me personally, that's my opinion on how that would work. But I just think that to make this live action would be doing it a disservice to me personally. I think that it really would work as something that's animated, and you could do so much with the animation style, like being able to do cool effects and stuff within the show, like within an anime, and it look right, because that's in anime, you can do whatever. It's not me having to act as if this thing is there that's not there. It would be more organic, more visually appealing to me for this to be an anime. I just think there's too many limitations within live action and limitations within what you can do with a computer to CGI something to look right within our real world. I just don't think that this would work very well as in a live action movie, and I don't think I would go and see the live action movie if it does end up happening. I love the series, and I am happy for Shannon Messenger if it does go through, like it does continue to go through the process. I'm happy for her. I just personally won't watch the live action movie because I just don't think I would be able to connect with it in that way, because and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't have to want to see the movie. Just because I like the book doesn't mean I have to see the movie or anything. I just personally think that it would be even better if it was an anime, because there's so much you could do with an anime, and it would look better and flow better, and the elements that you have within this fantasy would actually work within the world that's being created. There's just a lot of moving parts to the world that's in here, and moving parts to what happens within the books, for it to be a live action that will look visually appealing and look visually right, and not look disjointed or really wonky or really weird, because there's too many effects that you would have to do. But that's, like, I know that I probably just reiterated everything I said in my week 3 vlog, but I just wanted to make a separate video and just rant. Not necessarily rant, because I'm not really saying anything that bad, but just talk through why I think this could be an anime. I think that it just would be a different way to go about adapting it, other than just a live action show or movie that's what's happening with everything. It'd be different, and it would work better visually. It would work better with the subject matter to be animated. And again, it's not as simple as me saying it should be this. I get there's a lot that goes into it, but that's my opinion. I really think I would personally love to see it as an anime. That's pretty much all I got. And I know that it's all, this whole thing was just off what I was thinking. It's just a stream of consciousness. I didn't write anything down. It's just me talking to you about my opinion on this whole adaptation thing. Like, I don't think everything needs to be adapted, but I'm happy for the authors who are getting, like, I'm happy that they're getting adaptations and everything. But I just don't want everything to be so, everything has to be live action. I guess it's just me being someone who really enjoys manga, anime, and everything, like animated movies. I really enjoy that difference, like being able to not have to see something within the real confines of our world and just see it animated and really see the elements come to life through a different medium and actually look visually appealing and not feel really forced and like they have to really work hard at CGI, which I respect that hustle and I respect that grind of CGI and everything, but I have seen so many times it not look right. Like things that are CGI just look so out of place and you can tell it's CGI'd. It just is really difficult. So in my opinion, I think this would work better as an anime and not as a live action movie, and I probably won't see it if it's a live action movie. I'm sorry, it's just not gonna happen. I think it would benefit from being an anime, and that's pretty much just my thoughts. Like, don't think there's anything too groundbreaking of what I'm saying, and I know that's not a lot of difference in what I'm saying, especially if you watch my week 3 vlog, it might not be that much different. But that is how I feel, and I really wanted to just make this video, and just because I wanted to. Whether people like it or not is irrelevant. I wanted to make it, I made it. So, but yeah, that's my thoughts. Better as an anime in my opinion. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please feel free to give it a like and subscribe. I would love to have you here. And I hope you guys enjoy the Keyword Velocities series. If you don't, that's fine. But I totally recommend picking it up if you haven't. And that's pretty much it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.